Well, hello everyone from the beautiful Lakeview Golf Resort. I'm Frank Fear, Brian Crist, Matthew Thomas. Greg Crist couldn't make it today, and Mickey can't make it either. We miss them, but we're so great that you're with us and they're with us. And I'll tell you what, every time we come here, guys, it just revs you up. There's no question about it. We were talking with Mike Fox. Mike's is going to be with us in a few minutes about the incredible atmosphere and really the attitude of the football and other athletes coming back and rejoicing in their Mountaineer hood, so to speak. But Brian, it's good to have you filling in. It's the first time you've been behind the mic here. But for those of you who watched the old Courtside with Greg Crist, this is it famous or infamous? Muggy McLeod. Right. And he flew in today with his helicopter and has given us a weather report. And the thing that I remember, you said, I asked you, and you said there will be weather today.
Oh,
so, well, welcome to the show.
Well, thanks, Frank. Of course, you know, it's kind of like Clark Kent, Superman. You kind of gave away my secret identity, so now it's out.
You're screwed.
I won't be able to. I won't get any sleep at night. People will be in my driveway asking for autographs.
We all know who Spider-Man is.
All these former players will be here asking our autographs stuff. So and occasionally, just because I have a microphone in my hand, I may break out into some Muggy McLeod voice.
We expect that.
And I actually was planning to surprise you with an appearance today. Muggy was, I should say. But, I couldn't find my goggles.
Really?
I think that all went down in my helicopter a couple years ago. So.
Yeah, fantastic.
Good to be here. I appreciate you guys having me.
And Matthew, it's good to have you back. We've done we've done two remotes before at Colasante's and also at Kegler's. And tell me a bit about yourself. And it's just so great to have you as a part of our show today.
Absolutely. Well, I'm excited to be back. I mean, Colasante's and also Kegler's, of course. It was an absolute blast. Got to meet Darryl for the first time, who he'll come on the show here in just a little bit. But, I mean, I loved being on the show. It was great. We got to meet some really cool people, and hopefully being able to make one guy that I had in mind was the kid from Parkersburg South, the wide receiver that's going to be playing this year.
That's right.
I'm super excited to watch him and other players come with their breakout careers, and obviously we're going to have some alumni come up, but it's also great being able to reach the younger audience as well.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely. We're so pleased to have with us, as I said, Greg and Mickey couldn't make it today, but Mark Parsons, the associate producer of Mountaineer Locker Room, Then and Now. And Mark's on the phone. Mark's from Tennessee. Today he's in southern West Virginia. Mark, how you doing, buddy?
Doing good, guys. Thanks for having me on the show today.
Well, it's always a pleasure. You know, the one thing that we've been talking about is what a tremendous year this has been in Mountaineer athletics. Baseball, you know, the baseball team was just the icing on the cake, but you follow it very closely. Your thoughts about West Virginia athletics and what's happened over the last year, and where you see the program going in the future.
Well, I think we've made great strides in a lot of sports, everything from men's and women's soccer, volleyball improving, baseball had a great run this year. Women's basketball, men's basketball on an upswing, and wrestling's doing good. And I think football is about to make that turn here. About first of September, I hope, and that's what I'm looking forward to.
Well, I think you nailed it, and you know the enthusiasm. One of the nice things about coming back to Morgantown is that there are gaps of time when I'm not here, and so you get a real sense of the pulse when when you come back after a period of not being here, and it's just, you can just feel it. I mean, it's on campus, even though the students aren't here right now, and it's just you can just feel it. This is an upswing, and AD Renbaker has done it. Just a phenomenal job, guys.
Phenomenal. Yes.
Hiring tremendous coaches. When you think about the quality of the coaches that he's hired. But Matthew, your thoughts and any questions for Mark while we have him on the line?
Absolutely, yes. Mark, first of all, it is great to hear your voice. Obviously we've talked a little bit on Facebook, and it's great to be able to hear your voice and to be able to talk to you for the first time. So to start off with that, man, it's great to hear from you. Also, what are your thoughts and the excitement around Gavin Kelly making Team USA? He was a standout. To be honest with you, his series against North Carolina didn't go as well as what we would have liked. He didn't bat the greatest against North Carolina, but the rest of the season, if you take away those games against North Carolina, you can't ask for any better. So what are your thoughts about him making Team USA?
Oh, yeah. Well, I think he had a great season. He was first team All-American, and I think this is just kind of icing on the cake, being able to represent the United States in the World Games, and I think it's just gonna it's kind of a building block for the future.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and the thing that I think we all know this. It's not a matter of thinking that the way that not only that team played, but the way it carried itself. It's just a tremendous image, not only for Mountaineer fans, but for the entire country. Mm-hmm. And people started following the Mountaineers. I mean, there's absolutely no question because of that. And then the singing of Take Me Home Country Road after the end of each game with a win, it was just fantastic. Well, I see that we have the ringleader of this. Brian Josiak is grabbing a breakfast sandwich. Let me see if I can wave him down. We got to get you here. We'll get you. He's coming in after he. Yeah, we got to do it now. Yeah, after you take that bite. And well, he's doing that. You've got a fundraiser coming up, Brian. So say a few words about that before we bring Joe's in.
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Frank. We several years ago, about 6 years ago, we helped Greg and I actually. Greg came on after I helped get it started. We began running a recovery residence for adults with a focus on veterans here in Morgantown. So it's a 26-bed facility. It's a nonprofit, and it's been in operation for 6 years, and we're doing pretty well. We've been able to take care of a lot of people that are trying to transition back into the community after they've, West Virginia's just had a horrible run with substance abuse, and it's a pandemic or epidemic, really, I guess, an epidemic in the state. And it has improved. There's been a lot of attention and focus put on it to make it better, but it's still an issue, and people struggle, and we're losing people, losing veterans by the minute. It's the statistics on that are just are horrible. So we're doing our best to try to make a difference, and we have a lot of programs there that try to help individuals get back into the community work and have a really nice place to live, so they can try to acclimate themselves back into a functioning role in society. So we're doing a fundraiser. Jerry Lorenz at Kegler's has just been fantastic. He's just a great guy. He has opened up his bowling alley to us on July 25th. Owen Schmidt has agreed to come. We have celebrity bowlers. I'm hoping to grab a few here today, maybe, kind of plead my case with everybody and see if I can get a couple more, because honestly, though, that's a good thing, because each celebrity is going to be at, the return at 2 lanes has a ball return. So there's 24 lanes there, or 24 total lanes, and there are returns, and so we have at this point we have about 14 of those lanes full. Awesome. So we're looking for celebrity bowlers to join us. But anyway, we have great numbers of sponsors, and so that's on July 25th. You can go to our website, wvaspire.com, or contact any of us to get information. But basically, if you want to put a team in, you sponsor, you can put a team in, or you can come as an individual. You get to bowl 2 games with the celebrity, of course, autographs, all that stuff. There's going to be food and drinks and silent auction, and we'll just try to try to raise money to help our program. So we're really excited about it.
That's
so
fantastic.
Thank you for asking.
Great. If you could, Brian, transition and we can bring Joe's in.
Sure.
We'll do that. Well, great. And Mark, do you want to play? We can go. Are you a good bowler? Are you still there, Mark? No, Mark's gone. See,
no, I'm here. No, I'm here.
Mark's here. Come on up, Mark.
Bowling, that's not going to work. So
not many people can. But,
let's go. Let's bring let's bring Joe's in. Got to take your. There you go. Very good. And there you go. I like it. Fantastic, Joe's. Why don't we bring you back here? And he's the guy that makes this work.
Well, he's trying to get back here as well. Another thing that you mentioned that. Speaking of country roads, obviously the players would sing it after every win that they had, but something that stood out to me, we had our USA soccer team singing it after every win.
There you go.
You cannot beat that.
Absolutely.
I'll be honest with you, I made a video about it over on the good old TikTok, and I saw it, and I couldn't help myself. I said, this is incredible. Mm-hmm. The fact that we have our whole soccer team singing our state's anthem in front of the whole nation, you can't beat it.
Fantastic. You're right.
Awesome.
Excellent. Big Joe. Put this thing on so we can hear you and you can hear us, and then you speak into that, and you're going to be all set. Very good. That's right. That's right. For those of you who do not know this guy, you really should. I mean, he really now, when you think about Mountaineer, when you think about just Mountaineer football and Mountaineer royalty, and really the face, I think, of the former athletes and what they represent, Brian Joswiak. I mean, you just do a tremendous job, and we enjoyed last night. The rain came pretty fast yesterday, but it didn't, as you said from the podium, it didn't. People stayed, and so it was a lot of fun. So talk to us. That's right.
It's such a wonderful event and what it's all about.
I got you.
Yeah.
Let me see.
There you go.
There you go. You're good now.
Nobody tell me, man, come on, tech people. You got to tell me when to turn the mic on. I'll talk all day.
Yeah.
No, it was a great time last night. The rain came right. If you're going to rain, come in the right gap, and it did. And nobody left, and the party was just great. And we raised last night a record. We haven't counted it all yet, but a lot of people stepped up last night and really made it wonderful. And, of course, all that money and all that support goes to WVU Children's Hospital, West Virginia Medicine Children's. I know we got it. It'll always be Children's Hospital to me. And that's flattering, Frank. I appreciate you saying that. We're all of us are part of the face of Mountaineer football. We've got two college football Hall of Famers here in Darryl Talley and Major Harris. Mm-hmm. Mike Fox walks around with a Super Bowl ring. Owen Schmidt and Darren Beasley and the list is really strong. Mike Vanderjack, Big John Ray, Brad Hunt. I mean, you go back through the history books. We're all part of the face of the brand, which is the hottest brand in the land right now, mind you. Okay, and we can thank one of our teammates, of course, in Pat McAfee and what he's done for the brand.
I love Pat.
You got and the genius of Coach Nealon in the early days of design. I see the WV all over the place because I just drive around and. I don't fly, I drive, so I stop a lot of places, and every time I see that. But the representation, the genius is the brand WV. You don't have to be a WVU alumni. You don't have to have gone to WVU. The West Virginia is all of us.
Yep. Mm-hmm. That's right.
It's all of us, and it's everywhere we are. And the first thing you say at that gas station is, hey, you hear somebody will yell, hey, where you from? And turn around, Bridgeport. No kidding. I mean, it's just, it's really special. And we're all part of that. And to see it go to where it is now. And now, it ain't just football. It's basketball. It's baseball. It's always been rifle. Okay, we dominate that. We better. I mean, it's just it's a good time. It's always a good time to be a Mountaineer, but right now is a really fun time to be a Mountaineer.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
And for college sports generally, we've talked about this on the show. there are a lot of negative headlines with college sports. West Virginia is a good news, lift up your spirit story. And so, when you think about, I think college sports needs that right now. We need those positive stories where you can say, yeah, and look at that, and you can be proud of it. And I think that's one of the reasons why people who aren't affiliated with WVU, I think, are drawn to it. They want to be drawn to the light, Joes.
Let me ask you this: who won the national championship this year in college football?
Indiana.
And who's the head coach? Kurt Signetti, teammates of mine.
Where did he go? Yeah,
all right?
exactly.
So he comes out of that. You're talking about the fiber and what West Virginia is all about.
Yeah.
We're always going to be like that. And if you come in, and I get it, what you're saying with the NIL and the portal and all this other stuff that's going on. At the end of the day, when you step foot into a locker room at WVU, you're a Mountaineer. I don't care where you're from. I don't care where you came from. And quite frankly, if you leave, good riddance, because we don't really want you anyway. We want who is committed to the state, to the university, and to every one of us Mountaineers that sports that WV. All right? That's a responsibility.
Yes, it is.
All right? And they got to know that. And I think they do. I stopped in. I was watching the basketball team the other day. KJ Johnson took me around and saw the basketball facility, and they were down there working out. And I got to stick my head in the locker room, and it was really cool. And they were all sitting around, and they don't know me from Jack. Who's this old fat guy coming in here, right? And all I said was, I pointed right at that WV right there. I should be wearing. Anyway, sitting on your freaking podcast, I don't even have a WV on. There you go. You know. Oh, come on now. But I poked my head in there, and I was like, hey, fellas, just remember what you're representing. Yeah. And that's all I said, and they all looked at me. Man, it was so cool. Yeah, it's exciting. It's a good time to be a Mountaineer.
Yeah. Well, the difference between West Virginia and any other program is you play with this. You don't play for this.
Yeah.
You play with this.
I agree with that.
And if you play with your heart, man, you can go.
Well, that comes.
Yes, exactly.
That'll come.
If you're elite, you're going to eventually get your bag.
That's right.
Yeah.
And you know what? And hopefully the retention part of it is once you get here and you become part of that.
Yeah.
You don't want to leave it.
No.
You don't want to leave it. It's worth every nickel of it. And you might look over the way, Irma Bomback wrote that grass is always greener over the septic tank. Remember that?
Yeah.
Well, we got the best facility. I've been on college campuses all over this country. You have no idea, man. The facility that we have available to us is from a. I mean, we're so cutting edge right now. Yes. All right, and it's just like, man, and the other pieces we all love.
That's right.
We all love it, and that keeps it, man. It's a fiber.
Yep. I was going to say, could you bring up Mr. Fox?
Absolutely.
And what we'll do is we'll have you guys talk. And I saw that Super Bowl ring that he's wearing, and so we got folks out in the audience lining up. Let's bring Mike on with Joe's and talk about two guys that have represented WVU with honor. I tell you, it's just tremendous. And as you were talking, Joe's, I mean, what drew me into this back again was Dale Wolfley, as you know, and what you said, the spirit lived with him as well, and we always honor him every time we come back. And here's the great Mike.
Hey, Wolf did so much, after his career and working with the athletic program and the varsity club and this golf tournament that we're doing here, which is in this 36th year. For a long time, Wolf was a big recruiter and bringing folks in, man. It's just good stuff. He's missed.
Oh, he is.
His wife
we saw Kathy last night.
Yeah, she was at the party last night too, and out there dancing up a storm. And I talked to her a little bit. And
Stone was there.
Oh, it's
just
one of his sons. It's a family affair, Frank.
Yeah, I know it is.
It's a family affair.
Talk about. Mike, you were talking before the show about how you played for the Giants, you played for Carolina Panthers, you played here. So talk about coming back and what this means to you. To me, I think that's really important.
Yeah, I mean, the Giants have great, they come back to their veterans, and we do some stuff like that. So does the Carolina Panthers, but there's nothing like coming back to the good old blue and gold and the WV. It's its own special place. It's a different time. It's a special time, and it's definitely it's rewarding. It's rewarding. I mean, I love coming, getting charged up for whatever we do, and
we got to get this guy. We'll get to you.
Hey, Mike.
We'll get,
it's a hoot.
Chris,
We get all us guys together, and most of us played in or around the same era. The bottom line is we all played under Coach Neal. And that's the legacy was him getting the relationship going with Children's Hospital, then this thing grew into it.
Yep.
And for us, this is a really solid reunion of guys.
It is.
And they put it on their calendar to be here. Oh, hey, look at me. I got goosebumps, man. It fills my heart.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really even know about it till 12 years ago, and once I knew about it, I've never missed one. So I enjoy coming. It's the biggest part of my summer.
Oh, man, see that? I love you, Mike.
Yeah.
You know that, brother. Man,
love you too.
Make me smile. We always say this, to make this thing really work, you got to get all the right components, if you will, or participants under the tent. Scotty Sears, my partner in crime with this, 36 years running. When we had this brainchild, I wanted to. I got cut from the Chiefs. I came back, had to finish school, and I wanted to do something for Children's Hospital, and went to Scotty Sears, and this was born. And I say to him all the time, it's a circus. It's a circus, and he's the P.T. Barnum, all right. And he God, I got to give him all the love in the world, because if it wasn't for him, who knows? This would have fizzled out really quick. I mean, I'd have done it a few years. Right? He's the energy. Yep. He's the guy. He's the logistics guy. He does everything that I can't do, right? And does it so eloquently, and doesn't want the pat on the back. Yeah. He just does it because he loves it, and we're brothers from other mothers, and it has turned into, like I said, a gathering, a reunion. It's good stuff.
Oh, it really is. And for someone like myself, and that, I mentioned to you before, I brought my son Frank and grandson Frank's son, my grandson Eli here. They're playing golf this afternoon, and Frank's right out there taking photos, and it's just so they get a chance to experience it too. And it's just
three generations.
Well, the thing is,
that's me too, man.
It's the next book I'm going to write, The 3 Generations of Fear.
There you go. I love it.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it. Go for it, man.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, 36 years and going, Joe. That's strong. That's wonderful.
It is. Yeah. But again, it's all about the people that participate and want to be part of it and come back. And we always have some transition, and there's new faces, but there's always I think we have one team, Wayne Huffman group out of Fairmont, has never missed one. I think they're the only team that made it 36 years, which is commendable, because it says something about their business has been that strong for that many years. But the support and the love and all the people over the years that, because of the tournament and because of these guys that come and are part of it, we've brought a lot of folks to the table. Whether they're still involved in the golf tournament doesn't really matter. They're part of Children's Hospital's family now.
That's right.
So you bring them to the table and let them go. I know I'll use a great example, and it's Little General. Mm-hmm. Little General steps up to the plate. Greg Darby and his team, those guys and gals that are in his system really care about their communities, and they really care about Children's Hospital. And years ago, they got involved with us, and then now they do all kinds of stuff. They raise millions of dollars for Children's Hospital up there. So it's all part of the mix. Everybody got to come away from the table full.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
That's the way to work.
Yep.
Before we let you guys go, all the minds now are thinking about football 2026. the spirits there when we talk about what it means to be a Mountaineer, the blue collar and so on. But let's start with Mike and then go to Joe's. Your thoughts about the Mountaineers and with Rich Rod back and a year under his belt, recruiting going very well. What are your thoughts?
I'm going to say that, we got a lot of upside. So, from where we were last year to where we could go this year, I think it could be more fundamentally sound. He's had the guys under his belt for a good, portion of time now, and he's just not going to have to hurry up and put a scramble team on the field. So I think he won, 4 games last year. I think he can win, 7 or more this year. So hopefully he can do better than that, and we can get into that top 25 or top 15 tier because, it's all about getting to the show. So it obviously can be done, and I think they give it every Big 12 team $35 million. So, that's a good start. It's a game of money now, so obviously we need to figure out ways to raise as much money as possible because, we want our teams to succeed, and then we want them to be able to learn and get their educations and move on and be able to, play at the next level or get a good job someplace, where they can get a good retirement. And that's the bottom line.
It really is.
So that's what I think. And I think he'll do better this year.
Great.
He has, he's a good coach. So he's a good coach. He'll do fine.
That's right. Joe's?
Oh, I'm a ditto on that. With taking away the transfer portal opportunity after spring ball, that's gone.
Yeah.
So now all those guys, to reiterate what Mike said, all those guys now have been together, and now that locker room really isn't going to change going into summer workouts and into camp. So that in and of itself, when you got that extra time, if you will, to mold, like Mike said, man, we threw one together. We had to field a good team, but now he's got all his pieces in place. And quite frankly, he was brought in to win.
Yeah.
And not in 5 or 6 years.
Yeah, that's right.
So 2 years into it, I'm going to go with what Mike said. He has to win 7 or 8 games, and he's got to go to a bowl game this year. And we've got to somehow knock off a couple of the big dogs.
That's right. We
got to get up into the top 3 in the Big 12, and we got to try to break into that top 20, top 25, and we got to make them strides. I think we will. I mean, he's got his O-line guy in there that he wanted in the Trickett, and he's got a defense that's strong. They've been with that now defensive coordinator for a year now, 2 years. So guess what? There's no excuses now.
That's right.
There's no excuses.
Yeah.
So you got to go out there and burn rubber right now. You got to hit it. You got to hit it right from the get-go. I don't even know who our first opponent is, but we need to squash them. I'm not talking about.
I think it's Coastal Carolina.
Then we need to squash them. Okay,
right.
and then go from there. Take each week and build it. But I'm one of those guys that because let's face it, when they hired Rich Rod, you got two sides of a fence. You got a lot of people that were happy as hell to see him back,
absolutely,
like all of us.
Yep.
But then there was a lot of people out there that are still naysayers. I told you so, and if he comes out and goes 500, they might be burning stuff on his front yard.
No, you're right.
So I'm excited about it. I mean, we all are. The anticipation, and let's go. Let's go.
Well, Joes, thanks so much for having us here. Oh, my God.
I love you, brother.
I love you, too.
You guys are good folks.
You guys
keep up the good work.
Well, thank you. Yeah, we got Daryl here. And
is we going to get Prue in here?
Yeah, we got to bring Prue.
Prue, just don't walk next to me, man. I feel so small already, these basketball dudes, man. Is that Tanner there? Is that Tanner Russell?
Oh, my God.
Right there. He walks in. Hell, he looks like he could still play. Holy mackerel.
That's right.
No, it's so wonderful to see all these faces. Here, let me get out of here.
Every time I see Tanner, that Syracuse play, right? You're leading the way, man. The highlight. We got to bring you up here, Tanner, too. Come on. But let's bring Prue in. Yeah.
Well, I got to get up back.
Yeah, it's tough, man. I'll tell you. Yeah. Thanks, Joe. Love you. Yeah,
Love
absolutely.
You.
Absolutely. You stay with us
Okay.
for a second. Let's bring Darryl in, and you got to do this and that. And yeah, we brought the real Prue, and we got the true Prue here. You got to put that up there so you can. Yeah. No, you got to. Now you're on. Okay. We got the real live Darryl Prue, and we got the book True Prue here. We've got a book signing tonight at Barnes & Noble with Coach Catlett, and we're really excited about that. Darryl, it's good to see you, and wow. Just talk about you.
Oh, man, it's been an eventful year. I was coaching high school, and I left right before the season to go coach at Alcorn State. And just an experience I just soured on. It was the college landscape is a little different.
Yep.
Where I was staying was really bad, and the money wasn't worth staying. So it was just a lot of factors for me to get out of and try to come back home to D.C. and start working back there again.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, you got to make transitions in your life, right, Mike? You just have to do that. And we spent the last year or so working on the True Prue book, and it's out now, been out since April, available. Just go to Amazon or Barnes & Nobles or your local bookstore first and buy it, and you can see it's not a thin book. There's a story to tell there, a very important story, not just a basketball story. And not just a West Virginia story. It's a D.C. story. It's about basketball. It's about African Americans in basketball and how that landscape has changed. It's about the coaching, people who mentored you, how you mentored. One of the things that I enjoyed most about the book was having a chance to interview so many of the players that you've helped mentor, and in their own words, describing the impact you've had on their lives.
Yeah, it's you have to pass it on. I think me and Mike was talking about yesterday about, coaching. Like, we've done it, so we know what it's like to go through some of the things they go through. It's different in some ways, but it's the same in a lot of ways. You know what I mean? I remember Mike coming in here. They told me he was a defensive lineman, but he was skinnier than me when he first came here. So I was like, how he's going to do that? But then, he thickened up and, the weight room and stuff like that. But because someone taught him, someone showed him the way, and that's what – we're here for, to show the next generation, how to be on the court, on the field, even off the field.
Yeah, well, that's when we think about what sports and athletics are all about. It's the intergenerational. It's you have your time on the field, you have your time on the court, but then comes the next generation, and you leave your footprint, fingerprint, and both of you guys have done that. But the thing that always strikes me coming back is that there's just something about the sort of, if you can put a bracket around the years you guys played, not the ones that came before, the ones that came after, but when you think about the sustained engagement of that group, how do you describe that, Mike? What was it about? You guys played different sports, but what was it about that time?
I just personally think, from all of our regions that we came from, I came from Northeast Ohio, Hugh came from D.C. area. I mean, we took a lot of pride with what we did, and then, then we got to carry it on where, then when I came to West Virginia, and, a lot of the coaches here were from Northeast Ohio. So, I kind of understood their language and to a degree, and then, just pride. And then, we wanted to do well. We wanted to do better for ourselves, because nothing has ever been handed to any out of us. So it's just like, you got to go get it. That's it. So, and you could prove it on the field.
Yeah. And one of the other things about that, and it's in the book, that Darryl talks a lot about, is that the connection between the football Mountaineers and the basketball Mountaineers. That when you came here, you signed late, and the basketball players weren't here yet, but the football players were, and you started to bond with Major Harris and Freddie Boom Small and that group, and that's continued in the last 4 decades.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what it is about basketball. Maybe because is very individualized. It's like, I want to score all the points, I want to do this, I want to get the recognition. Football is a team, and the team has to be together to win. It's, of course, one or two guys are going to stand out with talent, but at the end of the day, it's, they got more people, and they have more people in their rooms. They together all day. Yeah. Basketball, we have 2-hour practice and we gone. They have meetings. They build this relationship. They come in the summertime before the students come. And I really respected it. Coming up, I wanted to be the football player. You know what I mean? I just happened to grow.
Everybody in the neighborhood was.
Yeah, everybody in my neighborhood was a football player. One went to Syracuse, a couple went to Savannah State, played with Shannon Sharp.
Shannon Sharp. Yeah.
So it was just it was there, but and I grew.
Yeah.
And the talent took over, but I really respect how they are together. It's not to say none of us are together. I'm still friends with Dale Blaney and Herbie Brooks, Chris Brooks until he passed away, and Steve Berger, but not the whole team. You know what I mean? So it's just it's great to see. It's great to be here. It's great to see them. Great to see everybody's success.
That's right.
And it's a wonderful thing. And
That's right.
And then you say WVU is a family.
That's right. That's right.
I mean, the good thing is most athletes know athletes, and that's it. That's why you're able to take your athletic career, and you know how to pick a player because you know what a player should look like or what you could mold them to, and you know what it takes to get them molded, and that's what the whole thing's about. So it's like athletes know athletes, and so if you can have somebody that's an athlete as your coach wherever, you got a better chance of picking better players.
That's right.
And then training them because you know the way it's supposed to be.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
I was coaching AAU. I had a guy. He's in the book. He's a shooter. He wasn't athletic, wasn't fast, but he could flat out shoot. And a coach from Mount St. Mary asked me about him. I said, I think he's good for you. He said, my staff don't like him. I said, did your staff play college basketball? He said, no. I said, did you play college basketball? He said, yeah. I said, a ball player know a ball player.
Yeah, exactly.
I said, a ball player, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's Matt Beck. It's Matt Beck. Matt Beck.
Yeah, Matt, and he's in the book, and it was just a joy talking with Matt.
Yeah.
And
I used to call him Captain America because he looked like Captain America before the steroids. So
made a real impact.
Then he grew.
Final thoughts, Mike, before we let you go?
Just, let's go Mountaineers. Let's have a good season in all our sports.
Yeah.
Basketball, but obviously baseball done well.
Yeah.
Hopefully they can reload and get close again and get there.
Yeah.
And let's just have a good day for the Joe's Nose kids and the Children's Hospital. So that's my last thought.
Good. Is this guy through eating? You've been eating for half an hour, Tanner. Are you ready to come up? He's still eating. I tell you, and he's
we can get Major
thin.
on. Major right there.
Oh, there's Major. We'll get Major later. Yeah, he's saying hello. We're going to bring.
Major just bought a book.
Yeah, exactly.
He just bought a book from me.
Oh, he did?
Yeah,
good. Oh, yeah, we were talking about it last night.
Yeah.
I told him the Holman Harley stories in the book, and his eyes lit up.
Oh, really?
Do you want to come in? Yeah, come on in. Tanner Russell. Yeah, it's just amazing. This guy right here, I'll tell you. Now, as Tanner's coming up here, I want to tell a story of how I met Tanner Russell. I got a call from a former Mountaineer, Dickie Lee Roberts from Princeton. He said, you should have Tanner Russell on, but you should also have his mother on too. And so I said, okay. So I contacted Tanner. He said, yeah, my mom. And so we cut a video. Come on, that. We cut a video with Tanner and his mom, and it was phenomenal. It's still on the Voice of College Football YouTube if you want to see it. And Tanner, it's good to see you. You're looking good. You all the way from Wheeling. Yeah, this guy right here, really a giant in Wheeling, community affairs in the banking industry, a great father. Yeah, you want to put this on, and you'll be all set. So. Tell the audience a bit about your background in Princeton and going to WVU and all that kind of stuff for people who don't know you.
Well, that kind of sums a lot of it up.
Is he on? I want to make sure.
Good. Okay. No, so, but yeah, Princeton, West Virginia, born and raised. Played for the Princeton Tigers for 3 years. At that time, we were a 3-year high school. Now they've kind of come into the 4-year program. But got the opportunity, came up to a football camp at WVU before my senior season, and was just garnered enough attention, I suppose, that we got the opportunity to come up and play ball, and spent 96 through 2000 in Morgantown, redshirted in 96, and then the next 4 years it was Coach Nealon's last 5 years, which was, I think, pretty special to be involved with. So yeah, kind of a neat time.
Yeah, just fantastic, great success too. There's absolutely no question. I want to make sure he's coming through because I can't hear him in my change. Okay, let's change this so we can hear you in my headset. Yeah, I can tell already that's going to work. Yeah, say a few words there, Tanner.
Testing.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Right.
Very, very good. And I was talking earlier about doing the video with your mom, who's also a major community activist figure, volunteer in Princeton, and you're doing the same thing. This is the thing that I think is so important, Darryl, in terms of what people do with the rest of your life. And you've really dedicated yourself to mentoring and helping to develop the next generation of young people. And you've done that, too, more in a community affairs thing. But tell the story about the work you did with your wife and kids, the playground that you helped put in place in Wheeling.
Well, and that was a large effort, but we did somewhat spearhead that, but got a small group together, and it was to really just brighten things up. You know, when you have something that's and where the school sits, it's right as you really enter Wheeling and into our neighborhood, and then it just no real attention over a few years. So we were part of a playground committee, and basically got out into the neighborhood raising funds. And then my wife did have the I would say it was unfortunate for me, she had helped a lot with the budget and the elbow grease line item. You know, she took liberties with that, so we spent a lot of time down at the playground, but it was for the greater good. It was for those kids, and just to have something that the kids can come enjoy when they're at school. We have a sensory garden that was put in. I mean, it was just a lot of additional things that the county needed and that school needed, and you don't always have the budget for these things, the money for these things. So you have to go out and volunteer and try to encourage others to volunteer and spend their time and their efforts, put in some of their expertise, and that's what we got to do.
Yeah. It's great to have these stories. I mean, it really is when you think about it. Darryl, your thoughts?
Oh, that's wonderful. You know, it's like, you know, a lot of what bigger organizations in the inner cities are doing. Redoing parks, redoing basketball courts, making new recreational places outside for kids to play on that's safer, you know, not rusted up. Over the years, it just deteriorates. Yeah. And people tend to forget about them because there's nobody playing on them. I wouldn't let my kid play on that either.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
You know, it's like you said, to brighten it up, you know, it attracts the kids, and hopefully they'll be outside more.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it comes down to, like, I like that because you want them to be, they want to be a part of it. They want to be there. That's their playground. You know, we all kind of had that's our playground when we were growing up. And you saw a lot of, that's not mine.
That's right.
You want the kids to be proud of it and get a little territorial.
Yeah, that's just fantastic. We asked Joe's and Mike about your thoughts about the football program and where it's going with Rich Rod. You played for Coach Nealon, obviously winningest football coach in Mountaineer history. You played for Gail Catlett. We're going to see tonight at the book signing, winningest basketball coach in WVU history. But your thoughts about where the Mountaineers are and what you're looking forward to. And you've joined us on pre- and post-game shows. The guys extremely are knowledgeable, and I think the perceptivity that you have about these things is really sets you apart. But your thoughts?
Well, it's hard to gauge. I think it's not like when we were in school where you knew everybody that was coming back, and you knew some of the kids that were in the recruiting class from 2 years ago because they've been paying their dues, they're moving around. There's a lot of movement now, and we all know that. I mean, and that's every sport. That's baseball, basketball, football. It's every sport right now. So I personally think that we start to lean more on the coaches.
Yeah.
Now it's
true.
It's really there's going to start to level out, and you'll have a component within each team across the country of returning players. There's going to be some. It's not, we hope, it's not going to be a complete reset every season of the entire roster. So you will have that component coming back, but then now you really are looking at these coaches to be somewhat of a manager of some chaos, because they're going out. There is the recruiting in high schools. However, now we're spending a lot of time with the transfer portal. I think for a lot of coaches, and especially at a lot of positions, that's their first step. So now you're looking at game film from not high school kids, but from kids that have put time in other schools, and now how do you bring them in? How does everybody mesh? How do we spend time? You don't have a quarterback spending all spring and summer with the wide receivers out just getting the feel, getting the looks. When you're out on the field and the quarterback looks over to the wide receiver and they don't say a word, but they both know what's going to happen. Yeah. And that takes time. That takes a lot of work. So it's the same way across the offensive line, the defensive line, I imagine. So, but that being said, I think we have absolutely the best coaches in place to do that.
Yeah, you're right.
I think that Coach Rodriguez has shown that time and time again throughout his career in being able to bring a group together, get the best out of them for themselves and for our football team.
Yeah. No,
so I'm really excited for our program, for everything that we're doing across the board, across all athletics. Yeah. And I think I did see a small excerpt from Coach Rod talking about country roads, and now we're seeing it all over with World Cup and everybody else. And
that's right.
So it's kind of fun to see that, but I think we have the right coaches in place. I think we have a great administration from Ren Baker on down, and it's gonna be some good times across the board.
That's right. I mean, the pieces are there. It's now a matter of putting the puzzle together. Before we let you go, to your thoughts about Mountaineer basketball, where it is. It's talk about moving parts. This is the third year where it's really a totally new roster. Which, but at any rate, your thoughts.
I mean, that's one of the reasons why I left Alcorn State. Is because
got to put it back on. There you go.
Yeah, one of the reasons I left Alcorn State was because we're going to have 12 new players. And to recruit at that level, you have to wait. Hopefully you get somebody. But to what Tanner said, you don't know what you're really getting. All you're looking at is film. You don't know what kind of person they are. You don't know if they got heart. You don't know if they're tough. You just see stats and you look at film. It can fool you sometimes. And that's the hard part. And then, you're averaging 15 to 20 points at an organization, then go to another school to average 2. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because of money. So which one you want to do is are you playing to play, or are you playing to, make some money? Which is good. It's good startup money, man. Somebody was talking about it yesterday. It's good start money. It's not lifelong.
That's right.
I also I was teasing some of the players that I was talking to one of the assistant coaches on staff yesterday. I was like, dude, well, at least my records will stay good now because everybody's leaving after 1 or 2 years. They were over the last 30 years. I just kept going. I went from 8 to down to 20. So now I was like, I'm stuck now because everybody's going to be gone. Everybody be here no longer than a year or 2. And it's hard. It's the AAU mentality. Yeah, that's what it's all AAU. I was like, I could go work at home to do AAU.
My wife Kathy always said, well, you're engaging with all these athletes. What are you taking from it? And you're getting experience. And it's great just to be connected with people, not only who played the game, but understand the game and have an even broader perspective. And Tanner, it's so good seeing you again. Always a pleasure. We're going to have you on this season to do pre and post.
I look forward to it.
Oh, he does a great job.
But look at this. Look at how everybody's here right now. Yeah. So it's 30, 40 years later. It's not going to happen no more.
Well, and that's the thing that people need to talk about, and that is this connectivity that you have. You know, I remember you telling me the story that Joe said the same story. You came here, and then after a while you say to yourself, am I good enough to play, and do I want to do what needs to be done? I remember that you were conked out on the field, and you open your eyes, and there's this guy looking at you, and you're saying, "Do I?" And you were all state. I mean, it happens over and over again. Then you stick with it, and then it's who you are. I mean, it's integrated in who you are, and that I think explains all of this. This is in the blood.
Well, and it's, as you mentioned, when you're looking at film and just different things, it's hard to see on film. It's hard to see without being around these kids in any sport how they handle adversity.
Yep.
How do they fold? Do they fall back? Do they step back, rethink, and then figure out another way? And it's just it's different across the board, and it's tough.
Yeah.
And it's really tough. But as you mentioned, and I saw Owen Schmidt downstairs and made a comment to him about how you get together for things like this for this tournament, but it goes generational, and it's amazing how guys get together and continue to support each other.
That's right. You two guys are fantastic. We got another round. This is just the first half.
Okay.
So we got to go tonight.
Yeah.
Barnes & Noble, if you're in the area watching this, Morgantown, True Prue, let's put the book up here. It's the book. And we're going to be selling these and signing them tonight, starting at about 5 o'clock, going till 8 at Town Center. And
Coach Catlett will be there between 6:30 and 7.
That's great. Super. This is it tells an important story, I think. It's not just about basketball. It's about life. And so we'll see you guys a little bit later. See you later. Tanner, we'll see you again in the future. Thanks so much for being here.
Nice meeting you.
Just great. And we're looking for Kevin Johnston. Where did he go? He was here just a second ago. Where'd he go? Oh,
Take a couple more of these.
yeah, take some of those, and we'll do. And why don't you come back in there, Brian? We'll get. I'm looking for Kevin, but I don't see Kevin here.
Careful.
Yeah.
I'll go outside if I see him.
Yeah, you know Kevin, don't you? Yeah, there he is. Kevin, you're up. We're just, I'll tell you what, the thing that we love about doing this show is having an opportunity to interact with people who really are heroes. And the athletes certainly are heroes, but this guy's a hero too. Kevin Johnston, really, I mean, you told me you're a hero, and I'm just repeating. This guy has done such an important job of being sort of the straw that stirs the drink of bringing all these people back. This is one that you are not directly involved in, but you have a role with. But is charge of the varsity, responsible for the varsity club. So Kevin Johnston, say a few words about what is the varsity club for people who don't know, and then talk to us about what you're up to. And Brian, come over here, and we'll get you involved too.
Sure.
I don't think it's on. We got to turn it on. There we go.
Okay. So my role, in my opinion, as the director of the varsity club is kind of alumni relations with all of our former student athletes. So, they spent 4 or 5 years of their lives here, and it was home then, and they need to understand it's home now. You can always come home and relive when you were here, because really, our facilities are incredible right now. Where our programs are right now is incredible, but they are the kind of the foundation that helped build this. None of our football stadium doesn't look like it does without the Major Harrises, the Pat Whites, the Owen Schmidts, the Reggie Remberts, all of the Mike Fox, the Brian Joswiaks. Each decade kind of builds the next decade. So their success is important for our current people to see. And I love it because in the world of intercollegiate athletics now, the way people leave all the time, I think it's important for our NFL guys, our NBA guys, Major League Baseball guys to come back, Major League Soccer, all of that, so that our current student athletes can say, hey, you don't have to leave here to make it to the league.
That's right.
You can live your dream out by being a Mountaineer for your whole career. So, we have the wall where all the NFL guys in the stadium. So if you're a recruit and you're coming into the stadium, there's a wall with each team's helmet, and then all of our players that played for that respective team. So, and then these guys love coming back, and it's good to hear, you've got like Mike Fox, who's been successful outside of football, that, only a small percentage of them are going to make it to the NFL. So it's important for them to see a guy like Jeff Sniffen, who's an actor. It's important.
Absolutely.
It's important for them to see people that have made it successfully outside of their sport, because the hair comes out of the ball at some point. So that's kind of my role, is to kind of keep them connected to us, and when they walk through the doors of a building, they feel like they're home again.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you heard it, Brian. I think you may have heard it. It's interesting you're bringing up what you're doing, because when I asked the guys who were here, Tanner and Daryl, I asked them for final comments, and one of the things Daryl said was, he said, "Look at this group out here today.
Yeah.
Many were here 30 and 40 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, what's going on in college sports today, will this happen 30 or 40 years from now?
Right.
And your role is critical to make sure that there's that bridge between now and the future. It's just very important, don't you think?
Yes, and I think what I was going to say too is, this generation, this new generation, is totally different with the social media, and that's been happening. But what Josh said about sticking his head in the locker room and just saying one little word, I think it's important, because he can fire up an ice cube.
For sure.
So I think it's important, because these young guys are kind of chasing money, it seems like, and that's probably an unfair kind of generalization, but it's okay. Because if you are here and you meet the Brian Joswiaks and some of these other guys, the Pat McAfee's, the Owen Schmitz, all these guys, and they can have an influence on you, I mean, that's going to make a difference, and hopefully they won't feel like they need to go. And I think we're getting on a better playing field or playing level with the NIL and some of these other abilities to pay. But I mean, we're still kind of we're not quite where we need to be. But what do you think about the new generation, this next generation, and how these older players, I mean, you've already said they can interact with them, but can we do that? Can we create a way for them to do that in a way they understand, and social media and that kind of thing?
Yeah, so one thing that I've done is I've made a point to get to know them while they're here.
Right.
Because it's almost, once they leave here, it's a little too late for me. That's so I try to form a relationship with them while they're here the best that I can. Yeah. So I'll go to football practice now and then. I'll go to basketball practice now and then and get to know those guys and that kind of thing. So I don't know, like a lot of people noticed last year before our basketball guys ran out of the tunnel, I went over and gave them all a high five before the game and things like that. But I want to get to know them before they leave, because it makes my job easier when they leave. So if they feel part of a family, and also with the help of our kind of our tutors and our people that work with on the education side for the student athletes, they've let me speak at the graduation ceremony. So at the graduation ceremony, I kind of let them know that the varsity club exists, because it's a great way for us to stay connected with them. Because a lot of the information we have on them now is their personal WVU email address, which when they become no longer a student, that is gone. Mm-hmm. So it's important for us to have their personal information when they leave, so we can keep that contact. But I feel like if I can get to know them on a little bit of a better level while they're here, then it's easier for that communication and contact to stay intact. So I think it's easier to stay with them rather than try to reestablish a relationship later. So hopefully we're going in the right direction of that. It's a process, but I'm still what you call, I think, fairly new to the role, and I started my position in February of 25, so I'm about a year and a half in now. So it's still imperfect. It's not where we want it yet, but we're heading in the right direction. And doing things like this and having legends like Mike Vanderjack walk by eating an apple is pretty cool. But just to have something like this that Brian's done for 36 years. Like, there aren't a lot of things that I know of that have taken place for 36 consecutive years. Yeah. And Brian said it, they had it during the COVID year. They had it during everything. There was no time that this has been interrupted. Dave Ligori, former basketball player right there. That shows to the passion and the pride that our former players have. So if they can instill that in our current guys and ladies, it's a pretty big deal.
And I think part of it is as we all know, the experience.
Yeah.
So even if you're here for a year, because these guys probably were here longer. They were here 3 or 4 years, and so I think if you transfer out as a senior and you go somewhere else, you may make a little more money, you may get a little more exposure, but is the experience better?
Yeah.
And so it's something maybe we could grab a hold of with them and create that experience, like the Take Me Home Country Roads, all that stuff. But the fan base here is rabid, as we know.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's good, and sometimes it's going to be tough.
Yeah.
But I think the experience too. And so how do you think you're going to sell the experience or make the experience even better than somewhere else?
Yeah, I'm glad you brought up what baseball just did, because I think what they did, and Joe's talked about it, and the stuff that run and the things that Pat McAfee does for us are things you can't put a price tag on.
That's right.
So let's say that you have a guy that's on the fence that's a football player watching our baseball run, and they see the regional and super regional here, and our fans go berserk, and then they watch Omaha, and they see Morgantown take over Omaha, Nebraska. You've got to think, these guys, if their baseball fanatics are crazy, what's their football fanatics like? What's their basketball and things like that? And baseball is we don't have a good baseball team. We have a baseball program.
That's right.
We are a destination, and what the staff has done through when Coach Mazey came in and the vision that he had in the athletic department with building the new stadium where it is. I feel like if you're a student athlete and you get on campus, that's when you can really embrace it, because our facilities are second to none. Our fans are incredible. You represent the state of West Virginia, which baseball showed. But, we've got a men's soccer program that's unbelievable. We've got a women's soccer program that's unbelievable. We've got rifle that does what rifle does. We've got a football team that's heading in the right direction. We've got the basketball team that just run the crown. We have a women's basketball team that just hosted a regional for the first time. So I feel like all of those lift everything because of the exposure our school is getting. Any recruit for any sport should want to be part of it, and thankfully, every sport is making an impression in a positive way right now.
And you're so right. I'm glad you made that point. It's not just a team; it's a program, and there are faces that are so important. Jordan Harrison.
Oh, for sure.
When you think, her interview after winning the Big 12 championship tournament went viral. You had Honor Huff, who, again, his post-game comments at the Crown. Yeah. And then you had Amani Guzman in baseball. Just picking out three.
Yeah. And you picked Honor, who was here for 1 year.
I mean, it's so what's happening, and I think I always tell people, athletic programs are organizations. They're complex organizations. And if you have the right leadership, you know what you need to do. But what a coach can't do, what an AD can't do, is give that interview that Harrison gave, or that. Yeah. But that's, to me, that's the icing. That's cherry. Yeah. That's the cherry on top. Yeah. It shows you that it's working. Yeah. It's working, and you're right. Only 1 year, and he's doing that.
Yeah, and it's so interesting because I'll hear players that have come in here and spent maybe 2 years here, Major Harrison building.
We got
Major here.
He's up next.
We got, for people that have been here for that little time, but I've also heard juniors and seniors that came in late say, I wish I could have spent all 4 years here. Because they don't realize it until they get here. They may go to one school and then transfer and that kind of thing. But you want me to go? I can go ahead and
you go.
You'll do the legend. Okay.
I'm gonna figure out how to get him in here.
How do you do the transition here?
You know what you do? Why don't you transition with me? And then what I'll do is you can.
Everybody move down a seat?
Yeah, you move down a seat, and then we're going to bring in Major, and I'm going to give Major this. We got to make sure we don't strangle each other. For a while. And we need well, we'll see. How are we going to do this? So, well, I was going to say, do you want to come with me?
I'd love to sit down and talk to Major about our old Stansbury days.
So how do we do this? Why don't we do it again?
Why don't you come in, and that way I can sneak out here in a second. Bear with us, folks.
Hopefully you're there and ahead at all that.
Clearly not scripted. We're making as we go with it. And then what I'll do is I'll come in after Kevin leaves. So let's do this.
But how about if you're a former football player, or if you're a current football player?
Do the thing again. Yeah. It keeps on.
I think I'm on. I'm on. How about if you're a current football player, Major Harris walks in the room, and you look across the field and you see Major Harris number 9 on the building? You know, that's why it's important for these guys, these legends, to stay intact, because, I mean, Major's name's on the building. You know, I mean, he's as decorated as any player we've had here.
Yeah.
He and Dan Moses. So, you know, it's important for them to see the Major Harrises, the Brian Joswiaks, and things like that. So us keeping them engaged is a big deal.
Well, you know, absolutely. My grandson and son met Major last night, and we went to Kegler's after, and I said that's the guy you just met.
Yeah.
His photo is right there. So. Yeah. I don't know if we're embarrassing you, Major, but
I don't care if I'm embarrassing.
That's right. He's really. We're talking about a Mountaineer legend.
Well, he's probably the most modest legend that I've ever met. Honestly, I mean, he is as modest. He doesn't love spotlight. He doesn't love that kind of thing, but he is a true Mountaineer and college football icon, and that is
no question.
That is just straight up fact. It doesn't matter that he was a Mountaineer. He was just, no matter where he played, he was going to be a legendary player wherever he was, and we're just lucky enough that we had him as a Mountaineer.
Absolutely.
So, but his athleticism was off the charts, and I could probably beat him at golf, but but his athleticism was off the charts.
Yeah, so, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
So. Yeah. You guys give him his time. I'm going to run downstairs and see everyone. Yeah. Appreciate the time again.
Oh, always.
Thanks to everybody that participates in this golf tournament. It's a big deal for a great cause.
Yeah.
And 36 years and more. So
yes. Well, thank you for all you do, Kevin.
Absolutely.
I'm telling the audience is that when you think about all the people who make it possible to be who we are and where we're going, this guy Kevin Johnson is part of it, because this is about engagement. I mean, one of the things, we focus on the teams, the games, the players, but there is a time during, but there's also a time after, and then there's a connection to something that's very important, and that is, where'd you go to college? And so thank you for all you do.
I've always said that my job is relationships and communication.
That's what it is.
That's it. So but thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Right person, right time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes. Do you want to get in here? We're going to go that way. Yeah. Very good. No, we're going to bring Matthew.
Oh,
no, you're going to go over here. Yep. Yeah. And I don't know if that's working, Matthew. And if it isn't, you can have mine. I know these guys are so interested in talking with Major. See if it's working. Is it working?
Yes, sir. It is. But
no, it isn't. I don't think it is.
Hey Frank, I'm gonna go ahead and go back here a little bit and hit Major. He gets all these other questions about sports, but I'm gonna ask him about our 1987 days of basketball. See, Major, obviously everybody knows he's a phenomenal athlete. They don't know how good of a basketball player this guy was. So I remember in Stansbury Hall making a mistake a few times of getting out on the center court downtown, and the football team would have some guys out there playing. And Major would come down the court, and it looked like a wagon wheel that was a little out of whack, because you're sitting there going, which way is he going? But, see, back in the day, Major could really, really bring the hoop. So you played high school basketball and stuff too, didn't you?
Yeah, I played high school ball. Yeah, the thing about it, when I look back on it, it's like a thing of, I think height definitely come into play. You know what I mean? Like, in high school, you can kind of get away with it, where you might be playing with a lot of guys 6'2", 6'3", 6'4".
Yes.
But then once you get to college, it's a big adjustment. You know what I mean? Now you got to shoot the ball up over, what I mean, 6'9" guys and stuff like that. So, I take my hat off to a lot of the smaller guys that really able to average like 20 points in the NBA. You know what I mean? A guy like Parker come to mind for San Antonio.
You know, he had that little shot in the paint where he just throw it up over the guys. So, you know, Iverson and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's really, to me, it makes me appreciate the smaller guys in basketball when I see that.
Yeah. Well, he was always.
No, I was.
He was. I'm just telling you. He'd get on the center court at Stansbury Hall. Of course, it's no longer there. You know where Jerry West built his home at. But
your questions.
Sure. Yes. Well, first things first. My dad's going to be jealous as snot that I'm even sitting here at this table. So, Major, it's great to meet you, brother. Yes. So obviously, you're a WVU legend, obviously, but. And we're talking about basketball guards as well. There was a younger player that unfortunately I didn't get to meet him, but all I heard was stories about this guy. Mm-hmm. He was only about 5'8" when he played. His name was Noah Midkiff. The dude, they said, could jump from the volleyball line, and they said he could do the Jordan dunk where he took it over his head. Mm-hmm. I said, I have got to see this. So I looked up clips, and there was a bunch of videos on Huddle and all these other different places from where he thought about going to college, all that different jazz. Well, he never ended up playing college ball, but that's exactly what it reminded me of. The fact that there was a kid that was 5'8", and he was averaging 20 plus. They said whenever he would walk into an away gymnasium, they said everybody would go from making fun of all the players because they had 2 6'9" twins. They were called the Odell twins, the Twin Towers, what they called them. They would walk into the gym, and everybody would make fun of them, laugh, yada, yada. As soon as Midkiff walked in, they would start being quiet. Nobody said a word because they knew that man was coming into ball. He's 13 inches shorter than the other guys. But that goes to show you, and this is something we were talking about earlier on the podcast, this matters. This doesn't matter as much. If you play with your heart and you're not playing for money, man, you can go so many other places. And that's what you've done to WVU. So I appreciate you, brother, for that.
Oh, it's all good. You know, when you talk about the money, I guess less money, you hungry. You know what I mean? That's a good way to look at it.
Yes.
You know? But, it's just like going back to the whole thing, what you mentioned, the one guy, it's just like in the NBA with Spud Webb.
Yes.
He didn't really make some spectacular dunks in the dunk contest, but it was just, how tall he was and stuff, dunking it backwards.
He could float.
Yeah, that's impressive. Yeah, definitely.
do you think, how do you, looking now at how things are with the NIL and all that, back in the day, you would have been like, one of the top in athletes. There's no doubt about it. I'm stating the obvious. So, but do you think? It's hard. It's all speculation. But how do you think you would have been able to handle that in regard to having all that pressure to, with your success? Because it seems like with everyone's success, they just tend to somebody tries to pull you away, and so obviously having being at West Virginia, playing under Coach Nealon. How do you think maybe that NIL money, would that have changed, you think? I know it's hard to speculate.
Yeah, you know what? I think with NIL, in a way, I think it makes it easier for a player. And what I mean by that, you take a player that, in a sense, he's like, well, I don't know if I'm going to go pro or I don't know if I'm going to go high in the draft. I can stay in college another year, you know what I mean, and make money that way. You know what I mean? So I think it's a lot easier, really, when it's all said and done on the players now because, really, if you can leave college with $800,000, you know what I mean, and don't go to the NFL, you better prepare than the guys that went through the draft and, back in the days and really didn't make it. Right. So, yeah, I think it's better.
It's a huge deal.
So do you think, of course, we were here at school at the same time, and my brother said I graduated in 2 terms, Frank. Clinton and Bush. So anyway, so we were here, together. But do you think? We talked earlier with Kevin about the experience here, and you do social work type. I have a master's degree in social work, so I get, But how do you think your experiences here and your education here and all that? That has to be important because, as we all know, very few people get to go and experience the NFL or the NBA and stuff. So the education component here at WVU, people talk about our facilities and all that, and that's what we're here. We're all about athletics right now. But the actual educational experience and the molding you and helping you become the man you are today, working with kids and adults with needs. How do you?
Well, you know what, to be honest, best time of my life was when I was in college. If you know how they say, if, like, I guess once your life is over with, if you can go back to a time where would you want to, college. Yeah, I mean, best time of my life. Now, I left school 1 year early, and then I came back and got my degree. So, it's a little different now because, like I said, with the money part, I guess guys can, I'm looking at it from an angle, okay, let me get my degree, try to go out here and get a good job now. You know what I mean? Whereas the guys now, they can leave school and, like I said, got $800,000. They could put school on hold for a minute. You know what I mean? So it's a little bit different. But I would, I like it better where you kind of focus on, in a sense, getting your degree. You know what I mean? Because, that's what it's all about, really, when you go to college. You know what I mean? Because kids, they look up to that, and they ain't dumb. They see what's going on. If they see a guy basically went to college, didn't get his degree, oh, okay, one of those type of guys. It was a big saying back in the day about the dumb jock. Guy that played college ball and never got his degree. And it's funny, I ended up being that guy. You know what I mean? So, but knowing that, I said, man, let me go back because I don't want to be that dumb jock. And I went back and got my degree. You don't really hear that too much now, you know what I mean, to be honest.
Right. Well, I'm looking at the watch here. One last question or a couple last questions?
Sure, let's roll with it. So,
they're getting ready to hit the
sure, I'll give one for all the younger viewers that are watching, especially since, I am one, obviously. So, a lot of the kids that go to college, one mistake that a lot of kids make is going into debt for a degree that, to be honest with you, either one, doesn't pay them enough, or number two, there's not a need for that wherever they're living. So what do you think, and even though obviously this is mainly a sports podcast thing, but if somebody is trying to grind their way into sports, they're trying to make it in sports, make it in whatever it is that they're trying to go into, how can they avoid making a big mistake of maybe going into debt, or even if they do go into debt, still find that job that really gives them that passion and pursuit of where they're trying to get into in life?
Well, I'll use this example.
Yeah.
I referee a lot now. I'm a little bit older. And what happened is a lot of times where you got guys that's refereeing, they might referee for 40, 50 years.
Yes.
So now the young guys come up trying to referee, is really no opportunity there for them. You know what I mean? So now, in a sense, you got to kind of wait till guys retire and stuff like that. So I think, the way I look at it, I guess once you go into a field, you got to really analyze, okay, if I get in there, maybe a dentist or something like that, then I don't think nobody can stop you. You know what I mean? I think you got to really focus on fields to where if you get in there, it ain't like you ain't making it crowded to where it's more tougher for you.
That's
you know
good.
What I mean? So
yes.
I kind of look at it like that.
That makes a lot of sense, too, because there's a reason why sports is so hard to get into. It's the greatest thing alive. It's the greatest thing God ever gave us. There's a reason why it's hard to work in sports. It's because we get to meet great people like you and great people like Frank and all of us that are here and sitting at this table. So you can't beat it.
Brian, one last question, and then we'll let Major go.
I just remember, and still today, I think it's so. My question is, I'm gonna frame it like this. So when I was in school here, and I would see you or Mike Fox or any of these guys, you were bigger than life, man. I mean, you were, you're the same age, but you seemed older, you seemed more mature, you seemed, but. Today's kids, now that I get older, I look and go, God, how do you even put your shoes on in the morning? So, but part of that, though, is being able to handle that kind of stardom on campus. So, one, now you roll in with social media, everybody knows who you are and all that, but how did you handle that instant kind of stardom? Because I know people looked at you on campus and go, man, there's Mage, and we were students together. So.
Well, the thing about it, you can't get caught up in it. Like you said, bigger than life. You get a guy who think he's bigger than life, jump in the car going 100 miles per hour, you know what I mean? And something negative can happen from that. I think you just can't get caught up in it. It's just like, you just like a pretty woman. If God's giving her compliments all the time, if she get caught up in that, you know what I mean? She can really lose focus of who she is, you know what I mean? Because, we got people constantly coming at you wanting your phone number or autograph, what you have. I look at a person like, back in the day, Michael Jackson, he got to go out with a mask on. And you know what I mean? You really don't want to get caught up in a life like that. You just want to be normal, happy, you know what I mean? Meet new friends and just have fun.
Yeah, for me, all the women hit me up for numbers. So I started to lose perspective. I'll be honest with you, I got caught up. Started to believe them.
Well, you take McAfee for instance.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes, I was
perfect
thinking
as him.
yeah.
I mean, he probably, you know what I mean? Man, he got to probably have bodyguards, all type of stuff.
He does.
So, and I think he can appreciate and handle success better because he really seen both sides of the fence.
Yeah. And he seems like I've never met McAfee before. It's a dream of mine too, actually, because I want to be in the same type of field he's in for my future. But I love the way that he is always himself. I know it's on camera, but he seems like he's always himself, no matter what he's on. Whether it's ESPN, some of his past shows that he's done, he's always the same McAfee. You get the same dude 24/7, and that's a nutcase. I love it, and I love it, man. It's awesome.
And this guy's not a nutcase. This guy's always the same. Anytime I've ever been around this guy right here, he's always been the same. Even back then, I asked him that because I knew he handled it so well because he was always one of the crew.
Yeah, it's all good, my man. Definitely. Oh, it's all good, my man.
Appreciate you, brother.
Yeah,
yes, sir, man. It's nice to meet you.
Yep.
Are you playing today?
Yeah, definitely. Yep. Okay.
You're going to miss your tea time, man.
Yeah, it's almost 12, so
Keep it straight, man. Keep it straight.
Hey, we started on the first seat. Watch, my first ball might come up this way. See y'all. Nice to meet you.
Yes, sir, brother. Yes, sir, man.
Yeah. Guys, I think we're using a baseball analogy. We've come around third and we're heading for home here. As always, it's a very enjoyable time. We hope that those of you who watched live or in the archive found it enjoyable too. And your closing thoughts, start with Michael and then Matthew, and then we'll do Brian.
Awesome. Well, first of all, you can't ask for any better than this. You got a bunch of WVU legends that have come across here to be able to talk to us, have some fun, but most importantly, educate us on the future of West Virginia. It's bright. It's very, very bright. So we've got a lot of great things to look forward to. It's going to be a fun season in football, basketball, baseball, wrestling, cheerleading, anything you can think of. And also, speaking of cheerleading, they brought home a championship within the past couple of years, which is awesome. But anyways, yes, very bright future for West Virginia. If you haven't bought your season tickets, you might want to go buy them.
Yeah, very good. Excellent. And thank you for being here, man.
Absolutely, Frank. I appreciate you very much. Thank you, sir.
Well, we got Jaws back there.
Yeah,
somebody
yelling
in the background.
They're giving the golfers.
Yeah, he doesn't need a microphone, does he, really?
Nope.
But, no, I appreciate you asking me to be out today. Of course, Greg couldn't be here, and he said, hey, go fill in for me, but wish him well. He's on his way to doctor's appointment today. So anyway, no, great meeting some of these guys for the first time. I've met some over the years, but I'm kind of unremarkable. They don't remember me, but that's fine. I didn't expect them to, but yeah. So a lot of these guys, again, I was fortunate enough to be here. 87, 88, 89. We had some great seasons in with Major and our basketball squad back then too. Darryl Prue and Stevie Berger from Boomer, West Virginia.
Yeah.
We played ball against him in high school. Some of these guys, but yeah. So I was here during a really great time, a really special time, and honestly, they don't get enough credit. I think it was mentioned earlier, but they don't get enough credit for what they did for the actual university itself. Not so much just the sports and the athletics, the facilities, but the actual campus. I remember you're going to see this is going to sound really funny to you.
Okay.
I didn't know how to use it. I didn't even know what a computer really was. I had a high school computer class my last year. We were plotting little dots. I don't even know what it was. And so when I met my wife, she was a few years younger than me. So when she came up, I'm typing a paper on a typewriter. And she says, what are you doing? And I said, I'm typing a paper. And she goes, well, why don't you use the computer lab? And I'm like, what computer lab?
What is the computer lab?
That computer lab, as it turns out, and she showed me word processing and all this. And as it turned out, that lab and some of that facility was built from the bowl money from 87, 88, 89. That's what they used some of those dollars, the revenue from all the TV and so forth to do that. So I experienced it firsthand, the growth. And now where it's at is unbelievable what these guys have done. So
absolutely.
I know you got Daryl Talley rolling in here.
Yeah. Let's go.
Talk about the icing on the cake. Daryl, my man.
How are you, sir?
Good to see you.
How are you?
He's like, let's take this show, make it great, and make it even greater.
This is Brian.
Nice to meet you, brother.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
How you doing?
We were just celebrating. You're playing, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah. We were just celebrating all of this and what it means to
What
be
it
able
means.
to have this to come back to. And this is obviously a Mountaineer.
Wow.
Your thoughts?
My thoughts on what this means. This is truly a great event to get a lot of the guys to come back to get to see each other. It's a great brotherhood, bringing back of each other, and just getting to be around your guys because we haven't been around each other in many years. Because if you think about it, I've been out of football. I've been going from West Virginia for what, 40 years? 40 years.
40 years.
40 years, boss.
You don't look 40 years old to begin with. What are you talking about?
So, no, I'm old as dirt. That's the problem. I'm old as dirt, and I'm laughing, and I'm looking at guys that are half my age that, I'm like, wow, okay, well, this is a good thing. You guys are still coming back. I like that. I appreciate that because that shows me one thing. That shows me that it wasn't all wasted. It was something that was left that everybody's seen that they had to be that they gravitated towards in coming to this university. So yeah, I'm happy to see all my guys.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Your being here means an awful lot too. I mean, that's who you represent, who you are. What you
that's the
accomplish.
thing that I try and represent. I try and represent me and my parents.
Yeah.
And I try and do a good job of representing them because they're the ones that gave me this opportunity. And trust me, West Virginia knows my crazy old man. Him and Dave O'Black's dad ran around for many years. So, yes, it's still, there's still a tally walking around here.
Yeah,
there's two of us.
It's fantastic. When I grew up near Buffalo, Batavia, New York, not far, and we were Bills fans, and you were playing for the Bills. Mike was talking about this. I played for the Giants, I played for the Panthers, and so on. You played for the Bills. Incredible teams, incredible. You can't even describe it. Buffalo's trying to get close to that today,
Again.
as you know. But when you think about it, and Mike said this. See what you think. He said, those were very important days to me. But there's something about coming back here that just draws me in ways that
It has some. It's part of your roots, and most football players, they tend to go back to their roots. They tend to stick to things that they've been successful with and things that work for them, just like anybody else. But the difference is in us is we have a lot of larger people that have done things. We've got guys. I tell people all the time, I said, if we really looked around and looked at everybody in our circle, we could find just about anything we need to have done with our friends that we've gone to school with.
That's good.
Because we've got so many guys doing so many different things. So basically what we're doing now is we have to try and reconnect with each other so that when we do have an idea or something, it's not an idle thought. It's a thought that I could take to the group and say, hey guys, what about this?
Yeah.
Can we do anything about that? That's just like I was talking with one of the guys, and we're talking about doing some things for kids. And I'm like, okay, we need to do that. I would like to get involved. Let me know what I need to do. What do you need from me in order for this to go? So, yeah, I've done that. I've reached out to my teammates and told them where I'm at.
It's a beautiful thing, man. It really is, because there's so many, and a scripture came to my mind as well. When there's two more gathered in his name, he's there in the midst of us. When everybody is trying to get together and do something good, what happens? Good things. Not bad things, good things. So our job is to come together and bring light and shed light. And you guys started it. You guys laid the foundation. It's our job to finish this. And them allowing us to be able to come here and do this, you can't ask for better.
We appreciate it.
And you mentioned something to me a year or so ago about the Signetti years at WVU weren't as successful as what happened. But you made the point, could that guy recruit?
Let me tell you what he did.
Yes.
Let me explain this to you. Okay, if you take and look at the history of West Virginia.
Yes.
Look at the classes that he recruited from 70s. Frank recruited 76, 77, 78, and 79. Those are the years he recruited. Those are the years that put this university on the map.
Made West Virginia successful, or
Yes.
started their success.
No,
Yes.
that's who put it on the map.
Yes.
Because of the talent he brought in. Don Nealon came in, seen the talent, and was like, "Oh, okay, well then." And he tried talking to he talked to the players, got us to buy into what he was selling, because he was coming from Michigan. And what we did was say, "Hey, this is going to work. Let's try it." And guess what? We kept all pushing down the road. We had bro, you got to think about this. I had a quarterback. I had 2 quarterbacks that never got less than a B on their report card. One never got one. The other one got one. And then we had a guy sitting on the bench that didn't get any B's either. We had these guys sitting on the bench.
Holy crap.
Think about Oliver Luck and Jeff Hostetler, Roger Dietz.
That's insane.
These are smart people.
Yes.
All of my guys.
Just straight A guys.
Yeah.
Just straight A
Kevin
guys.
White. I never had a dumb quarterback. I never know what it was like to play with one. Okay? So everybody that I had for a quarterback had a lot going on upstairs. And when I got to the NFL, I looked, and then I get a quarterback that's as crazy as I am. And trying to talk to him became like talking to another linebacker. So guess what that meant? I had a complete circle. Bruh, I had anything I needed. I had speed, I had toughness, I had will, I had size, and I had one thing nobody else could stop or keep away from us. We had speed. And speed usually kills. That was the Raiders' biggest philosophy. And if you looked at our defense was faster than our offense. Our defense was so much faster that we could play the run and shoot in a 3-4 scheme. Okay? Think about that. No, think about that. When everybody played against the run and shoot, they played dime defense.
Okay.
We played a 3-4. We could keep our same linebackers on the fucking field. Excuse me. Yes, we were that. We were that dog.
He's still getting fired up like he's ready to come out.
Yes, I do. When I talk about my brothers, yes.
Stay fired up, man.
I can't not have any passion with that because I played the game with passion.
Yes.
Absolutely. They're calling you out there.
Yeah.
Just came in and said, we need him.
Jaws is too
Thank
big
you, Frank.
to say no to.
I appreciate you.
Oh, we appreciate you. And that Frank Signetti was not on the sidelines at that Oklahoma game, but he was on the sidelines.
Bruh, I'm going to tell you what. He's always been in my heart.
Yeah, sure.
And you know what? Indiana got a boy.
That's right.
Indiana got
his boy.
Indiana got my guy.
And Frank got into the College Football Hall of Fame.
And guess what?
Just like you.
He got my guy.
Yeah.
He got Frank Jr.
That's right.
And he knows what it's like, and he's been through those wars.
Yeah.
He stuck his face in that pit.
That's right.
He's done that. There ain't a thing in the world that they could say to him. Because listen, everywhere he's been, he's won.
That's right. Everywhere.
Success.
No, he's won.
Everywhere.
Success.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's right.
you tell me.
Yeah, that's right. No.
The apple didn't fall far from the tree. It fell right next to it, and it blossomed.
Absolutely.
Frank Sr. didn't get a national championship. Frank Jr. did.
That's right.
He planted anger in the seed. He did both.
Damn. Planted an angry seed.
Yes, it was. Appreciate you, brother.
Nice seeing you.
Absolutely.
We'll take that.
I'll give you this back.
Okay. Have a good round out there.
I'm going to try.
Yeah, oh, I know you will. Okay.
Didn't even get to ask him about Tom Pridemore, the pride of our hometown, Anstead, West Virginia.
I'll tell you, let me get this on here. Boy, I'll tell you, what a way to end it all. And I'll tell you, Darrin makes this all possible. Darrin McGuffin, New River Network. He's got his New River Network shirt on, and we really appreciate it. This is simulcast on the Voice of College Football on YouTube and the New River Network on Facebook, Roku, YouTube, and also Optimum Cable in certain parts of West Virginia. We couldn't do this. I mean, it took Matthew and Darrin probably about an hour and a half or so to set this all up. They got to tear it all down. And,
I was there for emotional support. Yes.
This is, and we do this 2 or 3 times a year. But this is always a special time. I see my son's Frank's out there to see all these guys come back, and they want to be here. It's in their DNA. It's who they are. It's what they believe in, and it's so great because this time, you raise money for the hospital. So it was great working with you two, Brian and Matthew. Final thoughts. We'll start with you, Brian.
Well, again, it's like you said, it's a great day to be at Mountaineers, as Tony says, and these guys just they bring it. They bring their heart. They bring their passion to whatever they do. Darryl said it best. They have that circle, that friendship network, and they know that they want to give back. That's the great part about it. I think is that they don't forget. They haven't forgotten all these years. They haven't forgotten. And he said, they go back to their roots. This was a time in their lives. Probably I know it was for me, and I wasn't even playing. But that camaraderie and that team sportsman or the camaraderie among the teammates probably just. It just stays with you forever. I mean, I remember back in high school days. All my buddies we played sports with and stuff, and going forward. So I mean, it's just something that inspires. They're inspiring, and they're obviously doing it for a great cause, and they get together and get to have a good time. I mean, maybe a little too much. I saw Major playing the air guitar or something online last night. I'm not sure, but
and then they're going bowling tomorrow.
And then they're going to bowl. So for me, great to appreciate you having me here, and it was good to talk to some of these guys. Like say I see them on campus and be like, geez, but never
they are.
Yeah, here they are, man. And they're just, at the end of the day, and I talk about our rabid fans. At the end of the day, just like today, these guys are young men, kids compared to us kids. They were too. A lot of pressure on them. Cut them a little slack, root hard, and be a good fan for them. But these guys all these guys have really helped grow this university, as I said earlier, not just athletically, but academically and facility-wise. So I'm proud to have been here during that time, and now it's you just see these Pat White the generation, and then now this coming generation we hope is a whole new ball game, and we just get excited about it.
That's
excited about football
That's
already,
right.
And let's go.
One last question.
Yes, sir.
Serious question here. What's the weather forecast?
Well, Coach, let me see here now. Looks to be like it's going to be a little rainy out, But I knew it was coming, but I really didn't. Usually, sometimes I have a little bit of something scripted.
Maggie McLeod makes a comeback.
Maggie McLeod here in Morgantown, West Virginia, and the traffic sucks, and always sucks. The road sucks. It's as I said many years. This is the 5th season in West Virginia. This is road construction season, so you have all the potholes and the cones everywhere. That's the state flower, Frank, is the orange cone along the highway.
That's
right. Used to be the big satellite dish in everybody's yard. That was once the state flower of West Virginia. But now it's but I don't have my goggles on, so I can't see. Usually they're fogged up anyway.
Very good. Matthew, you're great to see you again and working with you. But your finals.
Absolutely, Frank. Yes, the main thing is purpose. Whenever you have different goals in life and you accomplish one, you set new ones. Until the day you die, you make a goal, you set a new one, you break that goal, you make new ones. That's what these guys are out here doing right now. Their goal and their job through all of this has been to raise money for this children's hospital, and they're doing a fantastic job of it. But not only that, they're also helping out each other. They're being there for each other emotionally, spiritually, and mentally. That's very important. If you don't have a purpose that you're living through in your life, which they're doing through this fundraiser, then there's no point in life. And that's exactly what they're doing, and it's a great thing to see. Because sports brings every single one of us together. And sports allows us to do all these things. We're able to play the sport. It doesn't get any better than this, Frank. It really doesn't.
Well, thanks, guys. I think we've run our course. And Darrin, thank you so much for all you do at the New River Network. We missed Greg Crist. We missed Mickey Plumley. We want them back as quickly as possible. We're on next Wednesday again, regular time, at 7 o'clock, with a great guest, another great Mountaineer. Mr. Ray, you may remember him, just a great, great football player. Big guy. I thought he was here today. I don't know if I didn't see him.
Ray.
You would know if John Ray was in the house.
Is that the wide receiver?
He was?
You would know because
Yeah,
you would
huge.
see him. He's
but I didn't
massive.
see him. He thought he was going to be here. He mentioned it to me. But we look forward to that. And so on behalf of Matthew and Brian and Darrin and Mark Parsons, we want to thank you for watching today, either live or archived. And this is Mountaineer Locker Room. Then and now, Frank Fear. We're signing off, and we'll see you next time.